Hey everyone, so today we are talking about the unmerciful servant, which is Matthew 18:21-35. And so the story is someone owes the king a great debt, a very large one, and he goes in and begs for forgiveness. The king forgives him, and then he walks out, runs into a guy that owes him like $100 and gets the guy sent to jail because he owes him. And the guy begged for forgiveness from him too, he didn't give it. So Jesus goes on to say, because this is a parable, of course, and he was teaching that we're to forgive not only 7 times, but 7 times, 77 times. Now, that does not mean that specific number. It means there should be no limit to our forgiveness. So we're going to make these fun little forgive as you have been forgiven 7 times 77 as kind of a reminder. And then you see these big blank spots in the 7s are for coin rubbing. So I've done a little bit here. So give everybody a penny and just to have them stick it underneath where they want to rub. You can do colored pencils or crayons. So it totally depends. You just want to have them color lightly over that. If they want to do a crayon instead, crayons might be slightly easier. If they color too hard with the colored pencil, they can rip a hole. But, and then they can flip it back and forth to make, each side of the coin and fill up this whole thing and just have some fun with it. And then have a good discussion about how we have been forgiven for all of the sins that we're going to commit our whole entire lives and that we already have committed. And so we have to forgive as we've been forgiven. And then you can, if you have a little time, you'll have some strips of paper and you can talk a little bit about how when we're not forgiving, it's kind of like where we put ourselves in chains. And at the end of the story, the king finds out about the guy that was not merciful, that he had forgiven a huge debt for. And he found out about that guy doing that. And the guy ended up in prison. So his debt wasn't forgiven anymore because he did that to somebody else. So we're going to take 2 chains or 2 pieces of strips of paper, if I could talk. And we're just going to tape them into little chains here. That one did not work very well. And then we're going to take and we're going to tape these together. So this is a little bit harder part, but it's actually easier for little fingers. So we're just going to put a piece of tape right there and a piece of tape right there. So just right inside there, if you can see, just taping them together. And then I'm going to do the other side too. And like I said, little hands, it's probably easier to get that tape in there. And it doesn't have to look pretty by any means. So we're going to show them that this is like chains, okay? So like the guy got put in chains or got put in jail because he was unforgiving. And so unforgiveness is kind of like some chains. So you're going to ask him, hey, like, how could I be not unforgiving? How could I let go of the chains of unforgiveness? And so we just have to break those. So we're going to fold it like that. It looks a little bit like a heart. So we want to open up our hearts and we're going to cut that unforgiveness out of our lives. So like I said, make it look like a heart. Then you're going to lift that top thing and you're going to have them just cut it in half. So boom. And then you're going to fold it back and you're going to do the same thing and cut, and cut there. And when you do that, that opens up those chains and makes just a square here. But the idea is that we're cutting away the unforgiveness and we're opening up ourselves to not be in chains anymore. We're opening ourselves up to forgiveness. And so just have a really good discussion about how much we've been forgiven for. And like I said, it's not that specific number, 7 times 77. It's unlimited. That's what God wants us to understand. We should have unlimited forgiveness for us, for each other, because he has unlimited forgiveness for us. Thanks.